Good morning from the farmer's garden. I'm one of the farmers and I'm heading out to check on the calves right now. So I would like to do a whole video series on the calves and how we care for them and all of those things. The dogs are not a fan of the calves. They're going to be really loud. I'm sorry. They don't know what's happening here. I would like to do a whole video series, but despite having a GoPro and all the extra goodies that go with it, I am not naturally good at taking those videos, and I'm not patient with myself on figuring out how to do them, so that's why I end up using the phone all the time. I did switch to the selfie stick, but I'm not great at knowing like where to put the camera and all those things, so I'm not certain how I'm going to be able to show you this, but I will try. Alright, well, we'll start with just basic introductions. This is Boudreaux. Boudreaux is just a few days old. He is a Jersey bull calf. What happens with dairies is they don't need the calves suckling because suckling calves take milk. And milk is what the dairies need to sell, so they sell the calves. And this is Thibodeau. Thibodeau is a little bit older, but he was kept in not great conditions. He was actually only $20 because he's not super healthy. You can see he's got a super snotty nose. We got to get cleared up. Super snotty. He's also had the scours, so we've got to get that cleaned up. As it gets warmer this afternoon, I will bring some warm damp towels out here and try to get all that out of his fur and get him cleaned up. Mr. Boudreaux is looking good though. You can see he's got big bright eyes. His ears are alert. He's moving around, so he's looking good. Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes. So the first thing you want to do when you're picking out a bottle calf is just to look at their health. Like I say, Thibodeau, we almost didn't get him because he's clearly not in good health. But I'm also a sucker and I couldn't stand for him to stay where he was. And so the guy offered for him to come to us for just $20. Dogs. Shh. Shh, shh. And so we went ahead and did that, and we'll see if we can get him taken care of. Alright, now I've got loud roosters too. Hopefully y'all can hear any portion of this video. Alright, so this is Boudreaux. He is taking the bottle better, so he's the one I'm going to start with for showing you what we do here. Alright, so we've got the milk replacer fixed up. I currently have 1 quart for him. As he gets bigger, we'll increase that, but we're going to start with a quart. So you can kind of get them between your legs to get them started. Make your legs like the little head gate. Sort of open their mouth a little, put that bottle in. Now, this morning, Boudreaux was super hungry and he took this very readily. If they're not real hungry, they will kind of fight you on it. You can see that little mouth going a little bit. He's kind of taking it and kind of pull it up and down. That stimulates his tongue. Attaboy. Attaboy. Now, you do want to be careful how you hold the bottle, what level you hold it at. It's very tempting to hold it in a position that's comfortable for you or that lets the calf stand upright, but that is not actually ideal. Geez, it's loud out here. I'm sorry. It's not actually ideal to have that bottle upright like that because when you hold the milks to where their neck is straight to take it, it does not go through what's called the esophageal groove or the there you go, or the milk groove. So what happens is when their neck is curved in the same position it would be in to nurse from the mom, in other words, the mom's udder is hanging close to the ground and their neck has to curve. There you go, now you want it. When their neck has to curve like that, it makes the milk go where it's supposed to go. If the bottle is, way up here in the air, the milk actually drops straight down into the rumen. Well, a rumen is for fermenting, and fermented milk is sour milk, and so it creates lots of gas bubbles, lots of bloat. It makes your calf uncomfortable and unhealthy, and eventually it will lead to a pot-bellied calf. And so when your calf goes through the sale barn, or even when you sell it private treaty, you will get less for it because it will not be a healthy animal. If you're trying to keep the calves, for example, if you're raising heifers for your own use, they will not end up being the healthiest animals because that milk all landed in the rumen and created just gas bubbles instead. Now he's going good. Yeah. So we want to keep this head tilted like this because that's kind of the direction it would be if he was nursing from his mother. Her udder would be down low. We don't want to pull it way up here, even though that's more comfortable for us. And looking at his head, we think, oh, that would be more comfortable for him. Well, yes, but it wouldn't be as healthy for him. Good boy. Good boy. He likes that. Yeah, we'll get you fed in a minute, won't we, Thibodeau? He's kind of sucking on that and not drilling out bubbles, so I'm going to check and make sure it hasn't clogged. There you go. Oh, I know. There you go. Good boy. Now, as they get bigger, they will really butt at this bottle, trying to get more out of it faster. So that is something to be cautious of. If you've got kids that will be helping you, make sure they understand that at some point this could be a real struggle. They can get kind of feisty about it. Yeah, you saw him just butt like that. That's what they would do to the mother, kind of punch on that bag some to encourage milk letdown. Come on, let's get some more. That wasn't very much. Here we go. Here we go. Now, as he gets bigger, this will not take very long for him to finish. He will suck down this entire bottle, 2 quarts, very, very quickly. We're going to start him out eating 3 times a day. And after a week or so, we will cut him back to 2 times a day. And our goal is for him to eat off the bottle for about 45 days. And then he will be strictly grass and grain fed. All right, so this bottle is just about empty. I'm fixing to have to go back in and fix one up for Mr. Thibodeau and get him fed. You want to, just like with a human baby or a puppy or anything else, once they start sucking wind, you do want to make sure you take it away. I think that's the end right there, buddy. That's it. Now, he's going to want more of this. Mama wouldn't just jerk his bottle away. Mama would give him more. And so he's going to want more. So as they get bigger, this is where they can get a little bit more dangerous because they will follow you and butt at you. So you do have to kind of train them early on. That once the bottle is gone, that's it. So there we go. That was our first bottle feeding for Mr. Boudreaux. And like I say, Thibodeau is not taking the bottle as well right now. So he's a little bit more work. I got to go fix up his and see if I can get him fed. But hopefully I'll do a whole series of these and let y'all see kind of how we do this, how we raise the calves, and what we're going to do to get them up big and strong. Now the plan for these are both bulls. The plan would be to castrate them, so they will be steers, and we'll let them get bigger, and then they will go either private treaty sale or through the sale barn. And the goal would be to get enough money from selling both of these to get a few more and to keep going that way until we've kind of saved up some money that way. If you are lucky enough to find heifers, this can be a way to start your cow-calf operation, but you just need to know that you're going to have a lot of expense in your animals before... He's sucking on my hand now. That's a good finger. You're going to have a lot of expense in your animals before you even get to anything that you could sell if you start heifers this way. Heifers tend to be more expensive than bulls. Actually, even bottle bulls are pretty expensive right now. I lucked into these. One was $50, and then Mr. Thibodeau, I told you, was $20. So I really lucked into these at that price. But if you start with heifers, you'll have the cost of the calf. Milk replacer is not cheap, and so you'll have that cost. You'll have the cost of hay and grain, which preferably you would not use a whole lot of grain to grow out animals that you're going to have on pasture. The plan for pastured animals, cow-calf operation, is for them to be able to reach and maintain their genetic potential on grass. If you have animals that need a whole lot of extra help, if you're having to cube them and feed them and grain them all the time, you're not allowing them to reach their genetic potential on their own. And those are probably animals that you need to cull from your herd if you're having to put a whole lot of extra input into them. But then your heifers have to be 2 years old before they calve. So you're going to wait until they're around 18 months old to even expose them to a bull. Then you wait for them to be, you got a 9 months gestation, so they're going to be a little over 2 years when they calve. And then you have to wait until that calf is old enough to wean. So you're talking about a 2.5 year commitment before you get close to anything that you can sell. So this can be a way to start your herd of cows, but it can be a very expensive way. So that's why we're doing it with the bulls, and we're just kind of, you got to quit butting on me, dude. You're not getting more bottle right now. It was good, wasn't it? It was good. This is a way to get started. You can flip those calves, being able to get more of them each time until you can afford some mamas. And that's kind of our goal here. Also, I have a degree in animal science and I have missed cows so much. And so this was my Christmas money splurge for these calves. So there's that going on too. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed your visit to the farm. I hope I was able to teach you a little bit over the sound of the barking dogs and the crowing roosters. I'm going to go in and get a bottle fixed up for Mr. Thibodeau, and we'll get him, hopefully get him healthier. I hope we don't lose him. That's always a risk that you take. But he's still got bright eyes and perky ears, so we're hoping we can get him fixed up. Anyways, thank you for stopping by the farm, and be sure and tell your friends about us. Come back when you can stay longer.